By the way, do you know why the Jews do not believe in Jesus Christ as the Messiah? You are probably also interested in this question. We will try to answer it briefly.
Но я хочу, почему они не считают? Ну, я вам скажу честно, вот что. Дадите мне 2 минуты, я попытаюсь объяснить.
One of the most popular questions is why don't Jews believe in Jesus? Let's consider the answer to this question and clarify this issue from a Jewish point of view, that is, in the light of the Torah. Jews do not accept Jesus as Messiah for the following reasons. First, Jesus did not fulfill the messianic prophecies. Second, Jesus did not have the personal qualities of the Messiah. Third, the biblical reference to Jesus as the Messiah is due to an inaccurate translation. And fourth, the Jewish doctrine is based on the so-called public revelation. Who is the real Messiah? The word Messiah in Hebrew means God's anointed, that is, a person appointed by God to a special ministry and as a sign of his chosenness previously anointed with oil. What is the essence of the fulfillment of the prophecies about the Messiah? One of the central themes of the prophecies is the promise of a future perfect world, where all people will live in harmony with each other and recognize the one God. Messiah must build the third temple. He must gather all the scattered Jews to the land of Israel. He must begin the age of world peace and put an end to hatred, oppression, suffering and disease. As the prophet says, nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. The Messiah must spread the doctrine of the God of Israel, which will unite mankind in a single union. Thus proclaims the prophet Zechariah, "And the Lord shall be king over all the earth, in that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one." So if an applicant for the title of Messiah fails to fulfill even one of the above conditions, he cannot be the true Messiah. But no one in the past years has fulfilled the role of the Messiah described in the Tanakh, which is why the Jews are still waiting for him. All those who already claimed to be the Messiah, including Jesus of Nazareth, failed and were rejected by the Jews. Christians claim that Jesus will fulfill all prophetic signs at the time of the second coming. But Jewish sources describe the Messiah who will carry out the divine mission on the first try, for in the Tanakh there is no concept of the second coming. This is where the paradox comes in. In this manner, the Jewish people will take the Antichrist for the Messiah. This is what the Apostle writes about. Statistics show an amazing Jewish phenomena. There are few Jews, but most of them belong to the richest segments of the population. For example, in the US, Jews are only 2% of the population, and yet in the Forbes list of American billionaires, most of all are Jews. 183 people, and in the list of the 40 richest people in the United States, Jews occupy 45%. Among the Nobel Prize winners, about 20% of the Jews. The phenomena is quite obvious, but what is its secret? Let's find out right here and right now. Subscribe to the channel for free and express your opinion in the comments. And let's begin.
Shalom, добрый день.
Shalom.
Why do Jews have all the money in the world? This issue has been the subject of many research papers. For example, Stephen Silberger, in his book The Jewish Phenomenon, names 7 main reasons for the wealth of people of this nationality. Let's start with the first reason. Understanding that real wealth is knowledge. We can see from a living example that knowledge is power. Jews are traditionally inclined to acquire knowledge and apply it competently. The Nobel Prize proves it. While other nations are chasing money, Jews are chasing knowledge and wisdom. As a result, other peoples are left with nothing, and the Jews with wealth and power. The second reason. Take care of your loved ones and they will take care of you. The Jewish community is legendary. They are happy to help their loved ones, knowing that in difficult times they will also receive the help they need. Any difficulty will seem like a trifle if you know that you're supported by a whole nation. And how can you argue with that? This sounds like a solid, eternal truth. If you look at any other nation without a national idea, you can see that everyone is fighting alone, and the result of such a life, as we may notice, is deplorable. The third reason: successful people are professionals and entrepreneurs. That is why Jews are so eager to develop their professional and business qualities. Economists, lawyers, accountants, doctors, musicians. Among these professionals there are a lot of Jews, and they, as a rule, are excellent specialists. And the Forbes list mentioned above speaks best of how enterprising Jews are. Reason number 4: develop confidence and negotiating. Negotiation is the key to success. A well-delivered speech will help convince a partner or a client to agree on the right conditions. This also suggests that Jews do not just read a lot. They carefully study what they read, penetrate it to the bone until they understand the essence of what they read. Reason number 5: one must be selectively wasteful and reasonably frugal. The stinginess of the Jews is the basis for many anecdotes and jokes, but it is precisely this that helps them rise to financial heights. Generosity at certain times is required to demonstrate one's position and gain the necessary respect and trust. Sixth reason: we should be proud of our individuality. The Jews consider themselves the chosen people, and it is this thought that has helped for centuries to cope with the most difficult persecutions and rise to the heights of the world. Each person is a unique and unrepeatable individual, and this knowledge works wonders. And the seventh reason: you need to be motivated to prove your point. A Jew is always ready to prove his case. He will find 1,000 ways to do it. Such assertiveness and confidence is the key to the success of any business. These are the 7 secrets of Jewish success that give them power over all the money in the world. And at the end of the video, we will tell you the most interesting facts about Israel and the Jews you never heard about before.
Я меняю свои силы, здоровье, время, грубо говоря, жизнь. Я меняю на деньги.
Israel is a rather small country that has a big heart. This is a sacred land with many religious and historical monuments. And although the past is highly valid here, they are also actively keeping pace with the future. Now we will tell you only the most interesting. You probably didn't know about it. Hebrew and Arabic are the official languages in Israel. Israel is a paradoxical country. Despite the fact that it is located in the desert, there are a lot of green spaces here: lawns, cacti, palm trees. There is a wonderful tradition in the country. In honor of every newborn citizen of Israel, the state plants a tree. If in America this sign is called et, and in Russia doggy, then in Israel strudel. Strudel is a confectionery product in the form of a roll of unleavened, thinly rolled and stretched dough with various fillings. By the way, about dogs, Israelis are very fond of animals, and in Tel Aviv there is even a special beach for dogs. You will not meet homeless dogs on the streets because they are immediately taken into someone's family. As for cats, there are many of them in the open air, but they are all well fed and well groomed. Israel is the first country where too thin models are prohibited at the legislative level. Gentlemanly manners are of course noble, but no matter how much you want to give way to a young girl in transport, you should not do this. They will take such a gesture as an insult because they are convinced that you are violating the equality of women. The huppah is the national symbol of Israel. It symbolizes respect for the elders, which is extremely important for the inhabitants of this country. Young huppah birds always take care of the older ones. Pluck out old feathers for them, and if necessary bring food. Israel is the second country in the world in terms of the number of published books, and the first in terms of the number of museums per citizen. No boundaries or rules. This country has no official borders and no constitution. The United Kingdom and New Zealand also live without a formal constitution. More than 1 million notes are left at the Wailing Wall every year. The wall is cleared of notes before Passover and Rosh Hashanah. Israeli banknotes are marked in Braille, that is designed to be read by the blind. Dead but not a sea. In fact, this is a lake. And its waters resemble oil in density. After 15 minutes in the Dead Sea, the skin becomes as smooth as silk. This is because water contains a large amount of magnesium, sodium, potassium, calcium, and other important elements for our body.